Good morning, traders. It's Friday. Woohoo! We have made it to the end of the week. Yeah, and I hope you still own your house and have a shirt on your back, because the news has just been, non-stop important news this week. And we still got more today, guys. So, yeah, it's been a tricky week to trade because of all the news. Yeah, so, yeah, we'll have weeks like this, guys. Today's Friday, the 16th of December, to be exact. And as always, we're going to look back at yesterday's trades. We're going to look at today's potential trades, and we're going to look at the important news for today as well. Before I get started, guys, you know I have to mention three things. Firstly, Discord channel. Come join it, guys. The link is in the video description. Click on that. You will see a sea of traders sharing ideas. So come join that. Secondly, guys, come and join our live stream every Wednesday, 6:30 a.m. London GMT, before the London Open. Come and ask as many questions as you like about anything to do with trading. So join us for that. And thirdly, guys, if you would like to be mentored one-on-one with myself, then drop us an email. We'll send you the details. All right, guys. So, yeah, all of that information is in the video description. Right, so trades from yesterday, guys. The first one was this. It was the euro against the US dollar. All right, and it was price on the day chart. This is the day chart, was clearly in an uptrend. You don't have to be Warren Buffett to see that. Okay, guys, and all we were trying to do on the back of these two candles, really, these two bullish candles, we were just trying to continue this upward momentum. We had bullish candles. We're just trying to take price back up to this blue line, which corresponded with a weekly resistance level. Okay, so that was the idea, guys. And as you can see, it got there. But we're going to look at the H1 chart to see if we had an entry, though, guys. All right. And we did have an entry, but the news was coming out, guys. Remember, we had the pound interest rate decision and the euro interest rate decision yesterday. So as you can see, price did come down to our grey zone. And here it really tested the lows of this grey zone. All right. But these are setups. Yeah. If I zoom in a little bit, you can see, guys, that I probably wouldn't have traded this one because of the bearishness of this candle, the previous candle. But then we get a little bit of indecision, and then we get this bullish candle here. So to be honest with you guys, I was thinking about entering this one. Yeah, enter on the close of the candle, put my stop below here, and take price back up to, this blue line eventually. Okay, but yeah, I didn't take the trade, guys, because literally 2 hours later, we had the euro interest rate decision. And, it did go in my favor. So this was the hour it was released. And then eventually it come up and hit our target almost perfectly, okay, before it comes storming back down. And I'm going to, talk to you about why this came storming back down later. But we could have had a wonderfully marvelous trade, if I had entered here. But guys, news is gambling. Yeah, I'm not going to gamble on the news. Yeah, it could have quite easily just come back and started dropping like a stone. Yeah, so yeah, I didn't trade it, but you would have had a good entry with this candle here. Okay, or even this candle once this forms, but it's all news driven, so I stayed out, guys. And like I said, I will always be very transparent with you. I could have said, I traded that and I'm wonderful, but I didn't, because news was coming out. All right, so that was euro US dollar. But what I would like to point out is how good my target is. Literally hit it and then started retracing. Secondly, the next one we were looking at, it was US dollar against the Canadian dollar. Okay, so let's start with the day chart. All right, and if we look at the weekly chart with this one quickly, everything is telling us to buy this pair. It's come back down, hit this, hit our moving average 20. Everything is telling us to buy this up to this level. Okay, just wanted to show you that on the weekly chart. If we drop down to the day chart, we were looking at shorts, then eventually longs. Okay, so what we were potentially looking for, guys, was a retrace into this zone before we started coming up. Okay, and as you can see, guys, that didn't happen. All right, but however, we did get a very bullish candle. Okay, and I still think we can take that back up to the weekly highs. Okay, but let's look at the H1 now to see exactly what did happen. So yeah, as you remember, guys, I was looking for price. Let's look on the H4 chart. You can see it more clearly. Yeah, so I wanted price to come down to this level here first. It was proving to be very good diagonal support. I wanted price to come down here first before we start looking for longs. Okay, and that just didn't happen, guys. If we then drop down to the H1 chart, yeah, we still could have traded this in hindsight, guys. Once we get a break of H1 structure, yeah, so price was holding on to this grey zone, yeah, which I had mapped out, but then it eventually breaks it, guys, even breaking this high here, but it definitely breaks these highs. And then once we get this nice retrace, yeah, down to here, you know, this could have been a potential area to start buying this pair. Okay, but that's in hindsight, guys. But yeah, we did have a H1 structure break of this grey zone, retest. Yeah, I like these trades. Yeah, these are normally my bread and butter. Okay, so we could have traded that, but again, I didn't, guys. I'm going to be very transparent. It was another day for me to sit on these little hands because it's just too much news. Yeah, it could go anywhere. All right, and then the final trade from yesterday was this. It was the euro against the Canadian dollar. So yeah, let's start with the day chart. So again, yeah, this grey zone up here was weekly resistance. And because we were clearly in a very strong trending market, yeah, you don't have to be Warren Buffett, and we had this green candle, okay, that broke these highs. This is the important thing for me. It broke these last daily highs. So I thought we just had a little bit of room to take it back up to this area of weekly resistance. And again, guys, that's exactly what happened. It was, again, a little bit news-led. But again, let's take a look at the H1. So, yeah, we did have... Yeah, so once price come down, it sort of come down to the bottom of our grey zone here, okay? There was this candle, guys, but it's just a little bit early for me, all right? And not bullish enough, okay? But then price did come down and sort of test the bottom of this grey zone. So we had this candle, yeah, but again, not bullish enough. I mean, look at this candle before it. But this candle, yeah, was a bullish engulfing candlestick pattern. And guys, yeah, I would have entered on this if there wasn't news coming out. But again, it would have just been gambling for me. And again, when the news come out, look, it just shot up to our grey zone. And then we've had a reaction ever since it's hit our grey zone. All right, but yeah, could have traded this, but again, didn't because I was waiting for the news to come out, guys. It would have been gambling in my eyes. All right, but I just wanted to show you everything and how price action panned out. But again, guys, just sat on these hands, didn't trade yesterday. Let's take a look at today's trades now. Guys, if you enjoyed the recap from yesterday, then come join us. Yeah, subscribe to the channel, smash the notification button, and also smash the like button. Help support the channel, and we can give this to you every day. Right, there are loads of things I'm looking at today. Get comfortable, guys. Brace yourselves. There are thousands of things I'm looking at today, guys. So, yeah, we're going to look at trades for Friday, the 16th of December, guys. Before I do, please don't forget three things. Our Discord channel, growing community of traders all sharing ideas. What's not to like? Come join that. The link is in the video description. Every Wednesday, guys, 6:30 a.m., we do our live stream. So it's your opportunity to ask me as many questions as you like, guys. So join us for that. And then thirdly, guys, the mentorship program that we're offering. If you would like to be mentored one-on-one with myself, send us an email and we'll give you the details. All the information about all of these things are in the video description. Right. Okay, guys. Yeah, lots of things I'm looking at today. Friday, the 16th of December. So I thought we would start with the dollar index. Okay, this is the dollar index. Let me get rid of that. Okay, and as you can see, guys, this grey zone here that we pinpointed, about a week ago now, okay, has proven to be a very good zone for a reaction. Okay. This is more of a macroeconomic bounce, to be quite honest with you guys. Remember the other day when I was explaining to you that the interest rate decision and the rhetoric coming out of the press conference, it was all hawkish, okay? And generally a hawkish view will give strength to the dollar. All right, and that's what we're seeing here. Look at this green candle. Yeah, we're seeing strength in the dollar. Okay, and I still think we have a little bit of room back up to this grey zone. So I expect to see a little bit more dollar strength before it reaches, this grey zone. And then again, we'll analyze how price reacts here. If it starts breaking through this grey zone, then the dollar could be back. All right. So we'll see what happens to that over the coming days and weeks. We'll keep an eye on that. But yeah, that hawkish view from the Fed has given the dollar strength, okay? So I just wanted to point that out to you first and foremost. This has also meant it's given some opportunities on the US dollar majors, but I'm just so we're gonna look at this one, for example. Let's start with Aussie dollar, US dollar, all right? I said to you, I'm looking at a lot of things, brace yourself. So we've had, let's start on the weekly chart. So as you can see, guys, a lot of the US dollar majors are at these important weekly levels. Okay, so price has reacted in this grey zone many times and potentially it's reacting again. Okay, so we could potentially have some room to the downside. Obviously, this weekly candle hasn't finished forming, but that daily candle was very bearish. Okay, so we're at interesting levels on the weekly chart with most of the US dollar majors. Drop down to the day chart, we're seeing a very bearish reaction as well. Yeah, look at this candle. But again, this is all that hawkish rhetoric from the Fed. All right. So, but what I'm looking for is a bit of room to move into. If I am going to start shorting a US dollar pair, it would be against trend, first and foremost. Remember that, it's against trend. But secondly, we need some room to move into. And with these US dollar pairs, my first target would be this last low. And it's already at this last low. So Aussie dollar, US dollar, I don't think we can trade, even if we do have this, huge bearish candle at our weekly level. There's still no room to move into, guys. This is important for me. So Aussie dollar, US dollar, we just can't trade it for that reason. Let's take a look at another US dollar pair. So US dollar, Canadian dollar was another one. Again, we've had this huge bullish candle. Yeah. And I still think, we can come up to those weekly highs. I remember discussing this earlier in the recap. But again, the problem is this area here is potential resistance. And I just cannot buy into resistance. Okay. Don't persist where people resist. Boom. That is on a t-shirt right now. Print it. Print it. Okay. So again, there's no room to move into. All right, let's take a look at another one. So these are now US dollar pairs with a little bit of room. So pound US dollar is one, for example. So for me, this area through here, which was here and here, we still have a little bit of room to move into. Okay, so I'm going to put a blue line through here. All right. So I still think we can come down to this 2150 level. Okay, it hasn't, this psychological level here of 2150, it hasn't quite hit it. So I think we can come down to this 2150 level. So the pound has a little bit of room to move into. Okay. And then what am I looking for on the H1? So yeah, we would need to see a retrace, guys. Yeah, find a little bit of resistance here, perhaps, or even up here. But again, I just want to see a bearish candlestick pattern, and then we can start taking price back down to this level. Okay, but I need to see a bit of a retrace first. Once it retraces up to here and I get a bearish candlestick pattern, another good piece of confluence is to look for an M15 structure breakdown. Okay, so then once we get our bullish candle, drop down to the M15 chart, and then we'll see something like this. Okay, and then we can start shorting it once we get a break in structure. Okay, so that's what I'm looking for on the dollar pairs. These are not my trade ideas for today. These are just things I'm looking at, guys. Okay, but that's what I would be looking for. Another one with a little bit of room was New Zealand US dollar. All right, so just look at the day chart. Okay, let me put this blue line in. Yeah, so I still think we have a little bit of room down to this last low here. Okay, so down to this last low here, we still have a little bit of room to come down. Okay, but again, I just want to find a little bit of support, a little bit of resistance somewhere on the H1 chart. So potentially, yeah, this level through here potentially, guys. Let's plot it with a gray zone. All right, all of this level actually. So this kind of level through here, guys, because we've got this, and these levels here. So a reaction in here, yeah, I still think we've got room to the downside on this US dollar major. Okay, so that's the first thing I'm looking at, a few of the US dollar pairs, but they are not my trade ideas for today, but I will be looking at them. If they present a very good trading opportunity, I will take them. I'm also looking at Canadian dollar pairs, guys. So let's start with New Zealand dollar, Canadian dollar. And I have been saying for about 3 years that this is very overbought. Okay, so this is New Zealand dollar, Canadian dollar. Look how overbought that is. That is OB. Yeah, really overbought, guys. And I was just looking for a candle that could tell us that price is breaking down. And we get this bearish candle form yesterday. Okay, if we go to the weekly chart, you'll see this on a few Canadian dollar pairs, is also at an important weekly level. Yeah, it's at an important weekly level. Yeah, we had price react here. It'll be interesting to see how this weekly candle finishes. Yeah, if it finishes like this, we can start shorting this pair. But again, just how overbought it is on the weekly chart. Look at my moving average 20 down here. Price is so far away from it. So if we get a strong reaction at this gray zone, I think we have some room to the downside. All right. And on the day chart, we've had this bearish candle form as well. Okay, so let's take a quick look at the H1. So yeah, I think this level through here is a good level. All right, let me just draw this in. So price has been reacting at this level. Okay, let me remove the larger gray zone, guys, so you can see. Yeah, so on the H1, guys, this level here has proven to many times that price reacts here. Okay, so we want to see price come up to this level. Yeah, we get a bearish candlestick pattern. We can start shorting this, firstly back down to here, and then leave 20% to run. Because this could potentially be a weekly play. So we could really let that 20% run, guys. All right, so yeah, a few Canadian dollar pairs. I'm looking at them as well for these reasons. Let's take a look at another CAD pair. So pound Canadian dollar. Again, let's start with the weekly chart. And as you can see, it's at an important weekly level. Yeah, if I put a grey support and resistance zone through here, you can clearly see that price has reacted here, 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 and now it's reacting here as well. Again, it will be interesting to see how that weekly candle finishes. All right, but let's zoom in a little bit so you can see that. If we go down to the day chart now, again, guys, we've got a really bearish candle to support what we're thinking. All right, but we are clearly in an uptrend. Okay, but again, guys, let's drop down to the H1 chart. Oh, my drawing. And what are we looking for? Let's remove this large gray zone so you can see what's happening. Yeah, you can clearly see this is breaking down, guys. So I would want price to retrace anywhere in here. Okay, I mean, it could potentially come back up to these highs as well. Yeah. So yeah, a couple of grey zones here, guys. And again, why do I plot these grey zones? I'm just seeing where price reacts historically. So price reacted here many times in this grey zone, and it's also reacted many times in this grey zone. So what we're looking for, guys, is price to come up into this grey zone. We get a bearish reaction. We enter the trade. I would close. This is always my first target here. Close some profit and then let the rest of the trade run. Or price could come back up to here. I don't expect it to, but it could. I don't have a crystal ball, unfortunately. And again, we just want to see a bearish reaction. I would probably close profit here and then leave 20% to run. All right, guys. So yeah, we're looking at US dollar pairs and Canadian dollar pairs, guys. All right, for those reasons. But now, my trade ideas for today. So the first one is this, guys. We are looking at the Euro Aussie dollar. Okay, and you can clearly see why. Let's start with the weekly chart. All right, because this is where I plotted my target. Okay, let's make this bigger. So on the weekly chart, guys, you can see we was in this box of indecision. Yeah. And how much do I like a box of indecision? More than I like Gal Godot is what you should be shouting at the screen. And we've had a break out of this box. So we've had a daily candle, which broke and closed. So it'll be interesting to see where this weekly candle finishes. If this weekly candle whips back down and closes back into this box, all bets are off. All right. But if not, I think we have room up to this next psychological level of 16,000. Okay, we could carry on price back up to these highs, guys, as well. But yeah, this is still giving us a lot of pips, guys, just up to this psychological level. All right, so that's what we're seeing on the weekly chart. Let's now drop down to the day chart. And again, this is that box of indecision you're seeing. Yeah, just zoomed in a little bit. Okay, so this is a box of indecision. And then we've had this bullish candle, bullish daily candle, a little bit news driven, guys, obviously off the back of the euro interest rate and what was said in the press conference. But yeah, we've got a clear break of a box of indecision. Yeah, indecision everywhere in this box. All right, and then we get this candle break. Yeah, this is usually my bread and butter, guys. Yeah, box of indecision, strong break of a candle. Let's take price back up to that blue line that I showed you earlier. Okay, so that's the trade idea. Let's now look at the H1 to see where we can enter. The problem we have here, guys, is that daily candle is so bullish. Yeah, so where will it retrace to? Will it retrace here, here, here? Yeah, this is the $1 million question. Okay, so what we can do, guys, is a few things. So I've got my grey zones mapped out. So obviously the lower grey zone is the last daily area of what was once resistance, could now potentially be support. So this is a daily grey zone, guys. All right, but if price does come back down to here, yeah, we have a good trade back up to these highs. Or yeah, price could come back down and test this one here, test this grey zone here. Again, we want to see a bullish reaction. We can enter the trade. All right, take price back up to here. Leave some money to run. Okay, so we've got a couple of grey zones where price could react. Like I say, guys, the daily candle is so bullish, it might not come down to these levels. It might just go, okay? So what we're going to do, we're going to keep an eye on the we're going to keep an eye on the H1. We need to see a bullish candle, a bullish reaction, all right? And then we're going to drop down to the M15 chart. Because as you can see, yeah, on the M15 chart, price has broken down. Yeah, it was in this indecision area, and then price has broken down. We've got, yeah, it's even broken this level. Yeah, we've got lower lows. So the M15 chart is in a downtrend. So another way we could trade this is just say we will wait for M15 structure to be in an uptrend. So it could do this. It could come back up, break these highs, yeah, retest, and then we start buying. Yeah, because M15 structure would then be in an uptrend. Or price could come back down, yeah, retrace a little bit, and then maybe just here we start getting a build up of M15 again. Once we get a break of this structure, we can start buying from here as well. So we can use the M15 structure to guide us because we don't know how far it will retrace or if it will just shoot off to the moon. Okay, so let the M15 structure guide us. Okay, guys, but yeah, Euro, Aussie dollar, we're looking to long this pair. My next trade idea is this. Actually, before I show you this, guys, let me show you Euro New Zealand dollar. Okay, and why this isn't a trade idea. So if we go to the daily chart, guys, all right? So Euro Aussie dollar is a trade idea. We're looking to buy this pair. Euro New Zealand dollar isn't a trade idea. So you can see we was in this diagonal channel and this blue line was acting as perfect resistance. All right. But like I said to, I believe, Eric the other day, we were getting some buying pressure here. So I didn't want to keep shorting this pair. Yeah, we were getting some buying pressure here. All right. And then again, it was news driven, but we have broken the daily structure. Okay. So we now have higher highs and we've broken out of this channel. Okay. So you would be thinking, what's not to like, Tom? And you would be completely right in saying that. But the problem we have, guys, is there's no room. There's no room to the next area of resistance. Okay, and we can see historically this grey level I just put in, yeah, was support and then it become resistance. So this level is a good area of potential resistance. So I do not, persist into resistance. Okay, that one didn't rhyme. Okay, so that's why this is not a trade idea and Euro Aussie dollar is, because Euro US Aussie dollar has loads of room to move into. So I just wanted to show you that, help you understand how I think and how I look at the markets. Okay, Euro New Zealand, not a trade idea, but New Zealand Swiss franc is. All right, and this is because of this reason. So if we look on the weekly chart, guys, yeah, there were two grey zones I mapped out previously because this was potential resistance, but it didn't reach it. And also this area was potential resistance. And now price has closed back below this grey zone. Okay, and we are pretty much in a downtrend. All right. So I just wanted to show you that. If we drop down to the day chart, I also think we've had a bit of a structure break. So price was clearly in an uptrend. Yeah, didn't create higher highs. What does that tell us, guys? You should all be shouting, this is a red flag, and this could be telling us that structure is breaking down. And then, sure enough, guys, I know it's news driven, but we do get a structure break. This last low here has broken. So I think we are now in a downward structure. And I think we have a bit of room to move into back down to these last highs here. So our target is this 5850. A lot of my targets are 50 or 100. They're good psychological levels. Okay, so this is why we're shorting this pair, structure break, and we've got this very bearish candle form. Okay, so yeah, we're trying to short it back down to this blue line. Let's look at the H1 chart now, guys, to see how we're going to trade it. I'm going to remove this larger grey zone so it's more clear. So yeah, the first grey zone, you can clearly see price has reacted historically. All right, just wanted to show you that. Let's zoom in. So we have to bear in mind again that that daily candle is very bearish. So, but having said that, price could retrace all the way up to this grey zone. Yeah, if it does, great. We just want to see a bearish reaction. Could be a bearish candlestick pattern or just a bearish candle that tells us sellers have taken control of the market. Once we see that, we enter, we take price back down to these lows. This is where I close 80%. That's how I roll. And then I let 20% run. Okay. So again, we could do that, or price might only retrace up to here. And then we get a bearish candle. Again, guys, we could let the M15 structure tell us what to do. So let's say price retraces up to here, and then we get this. Imagine this is a red candle. Okay. We get this red bearish candle. We then drop down to the M15 chart, and the M15 will look like this. It will be in an uptrend. Okay, but then what we want to see is price slowly break down. And then once we do, we can start shorting this pair. So once we see a break of these lows, yeah, we can start shorting this market if we get an M15 structure break. All right, guys. So yeah, there's some ideas on how to trade the trade ideas for today. So Euro Aussie dollar long, New Zealand Swiss franc short. I'm also looking at US dollar pairs and the CAD pairs that I explained earlier. And guys, if you've enjoyed this analysis, then come join us. Yeah, subscribe to the channel, smash that notification button, and also smash the like button. We would love to have you. Right, let's take a look at the news now. Guys, if you've enjoyed the analysis, then come join us. Yeah, subscribe to the channel, smash that notification button, and smash the like button, guys. Really help support the channel. Merci beaucoup. Right, news for Friday, the 16th of December, guys. So there's nothing overnight for us to look at. The first piece of news we're interested in, guys, is this. At 7 o'clock, London GMT, we've got retail sales coming out of the UK. Yeah, it's another busy news day today. All right, but this could move any pound pair. We carry on down at 8:30. We've got German manufacturing PMI coming out, of the euro out of Germany. So this could affect the euro. Let me scroll up a bit. The next piece of news at 9:30, London GMT. We got 3 pieces of PMI data coming out of the UK. So this could really move the pound, guys. All right, so I must be aware of that. And then the biggest news for me today is this. At 10 o'clock, London GMT, coming out of the euro, we've got CPI data. You don't have to, I don't have to tell you how important CPI and inflation is at the moment. So this is a figure that everyone will be looking at, guys. So this could really move the euro. If we carry on down, guys, as you can see, there is no other news for us to concern ourselves with. Okay, guys, that's it. I hope you've enjoyed the vid. If you have, please subscribe, like, and share. Have a wonderful trading day and a great weekend, and I'll see you Monday.